Hey, welcome back to the Jarnagin podcast. Today I talked to Chay Nott. He runs a creative media agency over in Florida. He makes marketing collateral specifically through video production for products and brands. And he's just always been on top of social media since a very young age. We do pretty similar stuff, so it was kind of fun just talking, see what he's up to, seeing the differences between us and all that. A lot of good insight coming from him. Let's get into it. That is set up goals back there, by the way.
Oh yeah,
With the monkey.
no. So it's dude, so I've got up here. It's my shelving with I got some pop figures. Like the few things that I really care about, they're all up there. It's like Liquid Death, V Friends, RC cars, and like some pop figures, Pokemon stuff that I care about. This was one of the first pieces of marketing collateral in print, physical print, that a location that I was working with actually put like one of my pictures on, which is that Spider-Man thing right there. That was one of the first photos that they ever put on print. I was like, I have to take that home. And then a bunch of gear and stuff like that. 2 LED lights. Got some longboards up there on the top. I got an ever-growing collection. And then the desk setup behind me is actually my friend. So he moved down. He and I have been friends since we were like, 4, 5, 6 years old. And so he just moved back down from Georgia. So we got him set up back here to help out with like the business and stuff. So it's pretty dope.
That's sick. So he gets to look at your beautiful stuff.
He gets to, yeah. he gets to be back there, and dude, the collaboration's super cool. I love, like, I always like the idea of like working alone, but then when he got here and set up the desk, I was like, oh, it's kind of cool having somebody else here like grinding right alongside you.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
For sure. Talk to me about V Friends. I mean, I've heard the general pitch of it or whatever, but I haven't looked into it. What do you have?
So I don't own any of the NFTs.
Okay.
But like, so V Friends, just the general overview. Gary Vaynerchuk started his NFT line called V Friends. It was he likes to doodle, so he just created a bunch of doodle characters, animated them and brought them to life with a team, and created NFTs behind them that grant access, different levels of access to different things. He hosted a convention based around it and stuff. So the stuffed animals that I got back there, the gorilla and the wizard, I just got them because it was Gratitude Gorilla. That was the one that really mattered. And then I forget what the trait of the wizard, but the wizard was just he only had 2. So it was Gratitude Gorilla, which I really cared about. And then it was the wizard. And I was like, okay, well, I might as well just get both. Yeah. And so I got those originally because I wanted the reminder. I liked the reminder. I like what they stood for. And Gary played a big part in the early days, 16, 17, 18-year-old me's hustle, 17 and 18 primarily. And then I've got the Pokemon figures up there. Pokemon was a staple of my childhood, bro. Like Pokemon Ruby, Red on the DS and stuff was my jam. And then Liquid Death, because they're one of my favorite marketing. They're one of my favorite companies out there purely for the marketing aspect of it.
Clever.
So my girlfriend actually got me the Martha Stewart candle when they made it. So that's what's up there is the Liquid Death candle.
That's awesome. So they had cheaper plushies, and then obviously, but the big thing is that they want you to own these NFTs to get access to like, VCon and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. A lot of them also have like different perks. So there was one called like the Gift Goat, and the Gift Goat basically like every month or something like that, and you get like a different box of stuff from Gary. Like it's kind of dope. But those were also really expensive. There was the podcast Panther. That one you get like a podcast session or like a multiple podcast sessions with Gary. Those ones are going for like $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 worth of ETH. There were some that were like 10 to 20. I almost minted a few, but it was like it would have cost like $1,000 or $2,000 for me to mint it, and at the time I wasn't prepared to spend that, and I'm pissed that I didn't, bro, because now I'm like, like the value that those people got was just so outsized compared to how much the expense was. But it was short-term savings is all it was.
Yeah. No, just for him to tie in one of like his desire of creating cartoon characters with the new idea of, NFTs and stuff. So clever. It's like one of those moments where you're just like, oh, Gary, like I would have never expected that, but it's 100% what I expected from you.
At the end of the day, it's just like, it's kind of showing that you can do whatever. Like there are no rules. Like everybody acts within these guidelines and stuff, but like screw it. You can sell digital characters if you want to. He's a millionaire, but whatever. Like he's got it.
Yeah, no kidding. So that's one of the two places that I remember. I don't remember where we met. It was either through Ankit or it was either through a Gary Vee chat. Do you know Ankit?
It was through Ankit because Ankit introduced us, and then were you in D-Rock's network?
Not in his network, but like
No. There was a group chat called D-Rock's network
no
that we created. No, okay. That was the group chat that we were in, but I wasn't in it with you, so it would have been through Ankit. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I always posted in D-Rock's connection like posts where he posted the picture of the office and said connect below here. But Ankit is who we met through, which is awesome.
Yeah. You still keep in touch with him? He's been going to uni in Canada, bro. He's been loving it.
Yeah. I haven't kept in touch with him recently. Maybe the last time we talked, he like was always like, once I move to North America, I'm getting a hoodie because I made hoodies.
Yeah.
He bought it, was like showing it off and took photos for me. It was a cool moment because he's been talking about coming to North America for years. So
that's so awesome.
Yeah, big time.
Where did he go? Was he like in the northern, like where was he? Did he come to you or you were by him?
No, he just it wouldn't have been. I didn't have the international shipping figured out at that time, so he wouldn't be able to get it while he was living in India. So literally, he just came to North America.
Oh, you're saying when he's in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. It just made shipping a lot more easier and doable because, 16-year-old Isaac didn't have international shipping figured out at the time. But
not quite.
Yeah. Were you involved with Trendsetters at all, or is that purely an Ankit thing?
That was just Ankit. So Ankit, I had a conversation with the guys over at Trendsetters at one point, and they were thinking about trying to bring more people on board. And I don't know if I just didn't fit the bill at the time, but I never heard back. So I'm not sure if it was wrong timing, if I didn't fit the bill or whatever. But I've had conversations with them. They're really cool people on a call. They're super chill guys, very clear, very straightforward, which I appreciate. I like that. So love them, but Ankit's the only guy that actually got to work with them out of our group.
Yeah. This cool opportunities there. Tell me a bit more about just what you do day to day.
Day to day, like in like daily routine, day jobs.
Let's start with like work, and then we go in more routines as well.
So work wise, I own a creative production agency based in Florida. And what we do is we work with businesses doing between $1 million and $5 million, and they come to us when they need their creative handled. So if they come out with a new product and need the marketing collateral, product images, and ads created for that, if they want to create a brand campaign for it, if they want to create a product marketing campaign, we are ultimately just a creative production agency. You come to us with a need. If you need to promote something, that is the idea, is we're going to create all of the photos, videos, graphics, GIFs, and otherwise that would be used in typically Facebook ads, YouTube ads, and stuff like that. So that's what I do most of the time for me, is running that agency, working a lot with clients. I bring in a lot of other contractors and a lot of other videographers and just creatives that help me on the actual day of the shoot. But everything else behind the scenes is just me. I'm just rocking with what I got.
Yeah. And I've been a big fan of like seeing your website over the years. You say to me that it isn't effective, but man, they look good.
I appreciate that, bro. Because I'm just looking at it, I'm like, I don't know what's actually useful here. I don't get enough traffic though to like actually make a fair judgment. I think I just need to. I don't honestly. I don't even know what I need to do. It's just ideas at this point.
Yeah. Well, I'm stuck in that game too. I feel like, I did mine through Squarespace, and I'm like, can I get that cool looking website through a builder like Squarespace? And then I update it, and I'm like, oh, I feel great about it, but then it doesn't do anything for me. And then I'm like, oh shoot, like I guess it gives people a place to look at portfolio, or it looks cool when I can put it in my bio and it says isaacjarnagin.com, like little things like that. But when it comes to forms coming in, I don't know, not too many.
Yeah, I haven't gotten, I can't say I've gotten a single gig through my site, through just somebody scrolling through my site, never having spoken to me. Most of the people that know who I am find me because I reached out to them or they followed me on socials prior. So they usually reach out like that. or they book a call through a link that I send them, or tell them to go to the website and do it after I've already spoken to them through like LinkedIn or something. I don't have a ton of people that go through the website, and I think that's just, I mean, maybe it's SEO, or maybe it's all of the possible things I could spend money on to make my site better. I did have a local agency. There's an agency that they work like, I don't know, 10 minutes from my house. They have an office, and they're a web design and creative agency similar to mine, but I focus more on the production side. They do mostly the web design side, and they built my site for me. So I worked in, it was a custom WordPress site.
Yeah. I'm too cheap to be doing that, but I want to be. My brother works for an agency, and they make beautiful sites. And I'm like, ooh, one day.
Depends on what you're selling, bro. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you're just selling you and in your time, and like you just have some photos you want to show and some videos and stuff like that, like, there is no reason why you can't do that on Squarespace. I mean, I hate Wix, but you could even do it on Wix. You could do it on any of those, block building websites. Even Pixie Set, and what's the other one? There's another like one that's used by photographers that's pretty common. I don't know. There's Pixie Set that's really good. You can just build a block website.
Dude, even the Adobe websites are kind of leveling up too, just like the basic ones that you get through the suite. Yeah, I've seen a few that they're like almost there. It's still pretty cookie cutter, but you don't really need too much with a website,
I think they're the Behance sites, right?
I don't know.
I've seen them like, at the end of the day, those are more meant for like portfolio builders or portfolio show offs. To get just a single page or 2-page, here's what I do, here's my contact. Like, those, they're pretty basic, but if you want to just show off your site, make it real clean, those sites are really great.
Right. And I think we're caught in a season where, the industry is saying like, oh, you need a LinkedIn. If you got a LinkedIn, you're hip, you're cool, or whatever. But like, we're not quite to the point where it's like everyone needs their own personal website yet. So just kind of having a domain connected to anything is like a step up, in my opinion. I mean, so it's fun.
But ultimately, it's just a place to show off your stuff that's more formal. Like, people ask for a website, and they're asking for you to guide them through who you are and your experience. Like, they don't have to search for who you are through socials and read all your social posts. You just go through your website, and that's your opportunity to guide them through a story about who you are, what you do, what you stand for, and get them pumped up about like the idea of working for you, which is what I'm really working on my website. Like, my website looks pretty, but I don't know if it gets people hyped up enough on me and my process. That's one thing I want to figure out.
Yeah, it's a whole game. I mean, and there's so many aspects to it, the size of a typography, or putting in the right portfolio piece at the right spot. I always look at some like way high-end site, like, an Apple site where like,
oh my God,
and they put on the VR headset. I'm like, oh, I want to buy this thing now. How can I do this? And then I'm like, I'm a team of one. I probably can't be quite there yet, but it's kind of
it's not necessary right now. Like, even when I invested in my site, I was early. I did not need to invest all the money that I did in my site at the time that I did it. Frankly, I wish that I didn't. I wish I waited a little longer. I just had the ego in me that was like, I need a custom site. Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah. Well, the one that's wowed me most recently, have you seen the Lyrical Lemonade site? The updated one?
No, but I can take a look at it now.
Give that a look up. Just lyricallemonade.com. They took on a 3D aspect to their website, and it is crazy.
Lyricallemonade.com. Let me take a look.
I think
got enter. Hey yo, this is like. Whoa.
Let me try to screen share one up here quick. Oh, so
Wait,
sick. Dude.
I can like, whoa, so they're tracking points around the freaking lemon.
Yeah. Oh, if you go into every single page, I know.
This
so
is
sick.
Little Big Planet like video.
I know.
Like, this is all the Little Big Planet. Did you ever play Little Big Planet?
I did not. No.
No, bro. This is
my gosh.
Oh, this is so good.
It's got that feel. Did you pull up the YouTube tab yet? That's one of my favorites.
Like the videos?
Videos, yeah. It has the video in the lemon. So sick, dude. I mean, that is innovation right there. I mean, it's
That's dope.
Yeah. So Lyrical Lemonade, I have a group of about, let me grab them quick. I have like 8 Polaroids of just people or moments that have just inspired me, that I just am like so stoked about. So just so you can know more about me, I'll share. One of them is Cole Bennett, which is the guy behind Lyrical Lemonade.
That's dope.
Have you heard of Cole Bennett?
I've heard of Cole Bennett.
Yeah. Anyways, like, super cool dude, and then just always innovating the game, especially with that website, and just like anyone who can bring in ideas like that and make an empire like that, like how can you not just fall in love with that model, you know?
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. But it's some fun stuff. Yeah.
This website is freaking gorgeous.
I know, dude.
Uh-oh. I'm getting ideas. Oh, well.
Yep. Idea brainstorm. Here we go now, dude. Now I looked into the 2D websites. I couldn't really find anything, but who knows? Maybe it'll be
probably innovated that one.
Facts.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Dude, we talked about this a little bit beforehand, but why the heck did you get into like ice baths?
So I just wanted to I wanted to do things that are not common, and in order to do that, I believe I'm working to adopt this idea that in order to do extraordinary things, I cannot do ordinary things in my day-to-day. So I can't do what most people do, so what can I do? A lot of that is going to the gym, a lot of that is taking charge of my health, a lot of that is being a more active and healthy human being. But the next part of that, to continue to level up and grow, is pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. In January of 2022, I started with doing cold showers. I kind of discovered people were like, take a cold shower, like you'll feel great. I'm like, okay. Shocking yourself with cold water. All right. So I started doing those and I felt spectacular afterwards. And I got to the point where like, yeah, the cold showers, like they're never pleasant. I don't love taking a cold shower. Sometimes I actually do. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is perfect. But most of the time it's not like that. And so I wanted to, as those got more comfortable and I wasn't pushing myself that hard anymore, I wanted to find something else that would push me much, much further. And so for me, the ice baths were something that a lot of people were starting to talk a lot more about. And I listened to a lot of Andy Frisella. He's a really successful businessman. And I recommend you listen to his podcast if you don't already.
Yeah.
And he talked about on one of his shows, he's like, all right, I tried the ice baths. I'm sorry for any time I've ever dissed it, but it's one of the best things I've ever done. And I felt good. I was like, that was the last person I had to hear say it before I tried it. So I found somebody selling a barrel, like a 55-gallon metal barrel for like $25 on Facebook Marketplace. Drove over. She was like 8 minutes away. Bought it from her. Washed it out. Filled it with water and started doing ice baths. And the first couple, I didn't get enough ice. And I was like, oh, this isn't that bad. And I was like, well, what if I just got it colder? And I put more ice in it. And I was like, oh, yeah, this really, really sucks.
Yeah.
And I've kind of settled in a sweet spot where I know exactly, how much ice I need to get a really, religious experience. And I've just been doing that near daily. So I don't do it every single day, but most of the days I can safely say on average I do it probably every other day, every 3 days or so.
Yeah. How long you been doing that, you said?
2 months, maybe month and a half.
Yeah.
I just started.
Right. And so you definitely heard of it before. Remind me his name.
Andy Frisella. I've heard of it, but I heard it from a lot of other people. So I started listening to other podcasts and stuff where people were like, ice baths are crazy. And I've heard about them. I've probably known about ice baths for like a year.
Yeah.
I probably knew about it for like a year, just over a year. And I was like, that's crazy. That's wild. I would never do that. And I got to a point where I was like, well, I have to do that in order to, like, I started trying to adopt a mentality of like, if something makes me uncomfortable, I have to do it. And so that was something that I was like, I really don't want to do that. Well, now I have to do it. So I'm here.
Yeah.
Ice baths and it sucks, but I have a lot of them on camera, so that's cool.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. No, I saw.
I do drink reviews on my story, So I try new energy drinks and stuff and support my caffeine habit. And I did a taste test video and in the ice bath for the first time, and I'm in there like shaking as I'm trying this drink. I'm like, that's really good, guys. You're gonna be great. And I'm shaking. I haven't posted it yet, but I'm like shaking in that video. It's so funny.
Yeah. You write off those drinks, say it's content, or how does that work?
Right off like the expenses.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. So what's funny is I actually ended up working with a brand after I did a taste test video like that. They were like, yo, we actually love the content that you make. We have an event coming up in a month. Do you want to go there with us? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. And we just did expenses. So I did the event for free. Recorded I recorded a ton of like clips for them, created a couple finished pieces of content, and then handed them the rest of the raw footage to do whatever with. And I just did it on expenses. So for the whole weekend between travel, room and board, it was like $500 or $600 for me and my girlfriend to go take pictures. I took video, she took photos, created a lot of content. And then they ended up working with us for a couple months after that, doing some social content. And it became a client that paid us over $10,000 over the course of the months that they were working with us. So I was like, okay, I got to keep doing this now. Like if I can get a client that can do that, I'm like, shoot, I made well over 100 taste test videos. And on like the 70th or 80th one, that brand saw what I did and was like, yo, your videos are actually fire. Let's keep going. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So it was dope.
And that's just the definition of consistency, I value you as a person, but from the outside, say with me, we're no-name people. I mean, and we're just doing this.
I'm not even here. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And you just do something consistently, and it runs into that. You know what I mean?
Just the right social media manager sees you tag them at the right time, decides they want to scroll through your feed real quick, and they got a minute on their hands. They scroll, they see it, they're like, oh shoot, like opportunity. Yeah, it's consistency. You get by doing things enough times, you get in front of the right people at the right time in the right moment.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see that when you're posting drink 73. You're like, wow, this review sucked compared to the other ones. I've got nothing from this. Why am I doing this? Compared to like getting that step in the door that first time. Oh, and you do love energy drinks, so there is a love to it. But you know what I mean too.
I love them so much, bro. I have them. So what I do is I either have like 2 cups of coffee in a day or I have an energy drink. And for the most part, that's what I stick to. I don't have both. I don't mix them up, but that's what I do. And I have them all the time. And anytime I go to a gas station to get a drink, I'm looking for something new so I can get my fill, get my high on the caffeine, but also put a piece of content out there. The best part is that I literally just set up my phone, record, and it's just a story post. Like I don't do anything. I don't post any reels. I don't do any editing or anything to them. I'm not doing what like Keith Lee does with his food reviews and stuff. But the videos are between like 30 seconds and 90 seconds, and I just post them in my story. And people love them, bro. Sometimes when I don't post for a while, people are like, yo, where are the drink reviews? I'm like, you guys watch that?
Yeah.
Let's go. That's dope.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget. I did the podcast for a few weeks, posting those clips every day, and I'm like, literally no one's seen this probably, but whatever, I'll keep doing it. And then I go out in public for the first time. We're both pretty inside people.
Yeah.
Anyways, every single person I talked about how they saw a clip on some random platform.
Yeah, bro.
Like, yo, it's working.
Everyone's like, bro, I saw the videos you're putting out. I'm like,
let's go, baby. Yeah, that's awesome. So 100 plus drink reviews, one opportunity, but 100% worth it. That's what I love about that.
The client, not to get into the details, but they weren't my favorite client in the world, but it's a start.
Yeah, for sure. What got you started doing random crap like this and getting into starting your own brand and creative stuff in general? What got you started?
It's hard to pick one defining moment because I don't think there was like one defining moment rather than a series of life events. So my parents have always owned something. They've never been day job people for a few reasons. Originally, like my dad owned a skate shop in Miami, so they did that together. And then when they had me, they My mom was looking for like preschools and stuff like that and places to like take me for my early education. And every time she was just like, I don't know if I want to send my kid away for 8 hours a day every day. So they ended up not doing that. And my dad had a business, and they spent a ton of time with me, and I've always seen that. And then 2008 came, had some issues, and we ended up moving to a different house and they started a different business. And I've always just been around people that are constantly building or doing something. My grandfather has owned many used car lots, so he's been in the car business, real estate people, stuff like that. So I've had that around me for starters. I've always liked the idea in my head, like, I was not the kid that went out and did lemonade stands. I was not the kid that like went out, did it. I was not the Gary Vee where I was like out figuring out what intersection I should put the signs at to get the best return on the attention that I was getting. I was not that. But I was fascinated by the idea of it all the time. I was like, if I could sit and I could sell things and I could make money, like, whoa, that's cool. And I've always kind of had that. And I feel like I've always kind of had that in me is, how can I make this my own? And as that developed and developed and developed, into my teenage years, I got into performing arts. And I loved acting and song and dance, performing on stage. Like, I still do. I love it so much. And every part of me was like, how can I do something where I'm not just relying on a bunch of other people to accept my audition, but how can I get notoriety so that like they want me there? Or how can I create my own thing so when I put on a production, it's like easier for me to get in, not just because I'm there, but like because I'm talented and I'm there. Like, what can I do to make this to be bigger than just a struggling artist that's working at a coffee shop to pay the bills while I go to 17 auditions an hour? So I always had this in my head of like, what can I do to make this bigger? Pandemic rolls around and, well, I guess I shouldn't jump forward that much. 2017, 2018, 2019. I'm diving deeper and deeper and deeper into the soul performing arts world. And I'm wanting to go bigger and bigger and bigger into it. And I'm slowly starting to I wanted to build up my social media presence because I just discovered Gary Vee. And I was like, yo, I could build a social media following, and then I could do something bigger than just being a struggling artist. I could do this. It could be cool. Social media might be my ticket. 2019 rolls around and I start figuring out, I'm like, well, if I can't be in the short films or on the stage, I can still be around it. How can I do that? I had a little bit of photography skills under my belt, just barely. And so I started taking behind the scenes pictures and stuff like that, just any way that I could be around it. So I wanted to do more stuff. I wanted to be involved in the production, and I wanted to be involved in all the stuff that's if people want to perform, they just want to perform. But I wanted to be involved in everything, and I wanted to have a hand in everything, and I wanted to own a part of everything, for lack of a better term. So that was my mindset going into everything. 2020 rolls around, pandemic hits, and I can't go anywhere. I didn't like that very much.
Yeah.
Play video games, watch TV for a few weeks. It was 3 weeks, a little more, a little less, that I was just playing video games all day, watching TV, just waiting for it to be over. And I got incredibly sick of that. And so I just started putting my mind to stuff. I started, 8, 10, 12-hour days just watching YouTube and learning about how to use the camera, photo mostly to start, took a lot of pictures, got into a lot of different hobbies, tried a ton of different stuff, leathersmithing, forging, a lot of fun arts and crafts type stuff. Just really tried a bunch of different things. Found photography was kind of cool, kind of liked that whole world. The fact that I could charge people to do something that I already kind of enjoyed was dope. And then discovered video, Peter McKinnon, Daniel Schiffer. I was like, shoot. Dove into that, and I was like, this is really cool. And then people started telling me you could charge for this, and I'm like, cool. YouTube videos started telling me you could charge for this, and I'm like, okay, how can I do that? So mid to late 2020, when some of us were starting to kind of lighten up a little bit, I started reaching out to people and offering to do free work. I did free work from mid to late 2020 until mid to late 2021, just spent a year doing every project that I possibly could. Started charging for gas expenses and general production expenses, and then eventually started charging on top of that to actually start making money after that. that was my mid to late 2021 into 2022, and 2022 has been figuring out how to actually grow the business beyond just being a freelancer, because my ultimate goal is to build wealth that is very difficult to do as an individual. You can have a lot of skills, you can make many millions of dollars a year by yourself. I'm not looking for many millions, I'm looking for a lot more than that. And so with that, I've been very focused and driven to try to build something that's bigger than just me with a camera, that's actually me with a bunch of other people with a bunch of other equipment, making a bigger dream happen so it can be more valuable to people, and inevitably I can pay it forward to the people that have done well by me, and make a bunch of money and myself, and provide a lot of value to the world. So I would say getting started was a lot of just me not being content with how things were, and wanting to do something bigger and try something new and continue to push forward and be better than everybody else around me. When everybody else gives up, I want to keep doubling down. And my progression has just come from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. How do you stay... the kid I talked to that just released this week, Kate Hansen, recommend it. Love the guy. He talked a lot about staying present. How do you stay present in a world where both me and you are very discontented and focused on the next thing?
What's your definition of present?
Not being anxious about trying to figure things out too fast or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you drive yourself crazy to the point where you're anxious that you're not at a certain spot yet. Therefore, you're not present in that day. Focus on the tasks in that day.
I am, though. Like I'm not saying I am present. I'm saying I do drive myself crazy. I have not yet become great at letting it go and understanding that great things, like I understand the concept that great things come with time. That doesn't change the fact that I would like to grow and learn faster when there is a limit to how fast you can grow and learn.
Yeah.
So I would say, generally, societally speaking, I would consider myself poor at being 100% present at all times. Because,
and I'm right there with you, man.
It causes a lot of, it causes some rifts in my relationships that are closest to me. But I've also gotten rid of most of the relationships that are close to me. So it's like, I don't do a lot. You know, there's not a lot of glorification to be had about the lifestyle, but I'm not sure that I would be able to survive without it.
Right.
In any other way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird thing. I use the term progress whores. We're whores for some progress.
Oh, hell. Yeah.
No, there's just something about progressing that I can't get done with. And I love it.
I don't like this notion that there's, like, people tell me that what I do is unhealthy, or the way that I live isn't healthy, or that, you need certain amounts of social interaction, you need certain things. And like, sure, maybe you do, like, maybe you would kill yourself. Like, to take it really vulgar, like, you might kill yourself if you had my life, and I might not want to live if I was in yours. People that go out all the time, people that are constantly taking a break because they've had so much work, even though they spend 2 fucking hours on their phone every morning on social media. I'm like, yeah, you have too much work, whatever. You've been so busy. There's a lot of people, they're like, it's so cool that you run your own business, but then when they actually get to know me, they're like, it's not a cool life. I like it a lot. I love it. I'm really happy where I'm at. I'm not happy in the general sense, but I'm very fulfilled. I feel good doing what I'm doing. I don't feel good when I don't do what I do. I don't feel good when I don't feel good when I take a break like everybody tells me to do. Just take it easy. Come out with us for a day. That does not make me feel better at all.
Yeah. I'm running into that too. It's a lot of advice coming, but I have a hard time digesting it, because it's like it genuinely just doesn't work in my spot. I totally get that.
who's the, I mean, it could work, but it also like could not work. It's all depending on like what you want. Also consider who the advice is coming from, because if it's like, if it's your loser friend from high school who's like playing video games most of the day, or even if he's like doing something or he's accomplished in his job, like, do you want his life? If you don't listen to his advice. His or her, like, no matter where it's coming from. Like, unfortunately, some of the people that are closer to me, I don't want the way that they live. I have no interest in living the way that they do. However, with their relationship to me, it makes sense that I should listen to them. And when I don't, it becomes frustrating. So, like, it is very tough. But if you don't want their life, you don't have to listen to them. Exactly. Because not everybody, like, some people want to go out to raves all the time, and some people want nothing more than to sit at home 4 weeks out of every single month and work on them and their biz and do nothing and just focus on themselves, is for lack of a better term. Like, what life do you want? You know, people are like, you're going to regret that when you're older. I'm like, you don't know anything. Like, they get that idea. Like, my notion, and I could be wrong about this, but my notion is that those people that get that idea of like, you're going to regret it when you're older, they see people who never did anything with their lives miserable at 60 and their message, and think that that's where I'm going to end up. Motherfucker, I'm not going to end up where that guy is. Like, I'm not going to be where that guy is. I'm not going to be miserable with my life. And it's very tough for people to see that until you're there. So I have trimmed down on my social intake dramatically, because not everybody's here for it.
Right. Yeah, totally. And one thing I really took from Gary Vaynerchuk that I really liked is his 0.01% analogy.
Yeah.
I always go back to that. It's like there's these 0.01% of people that are actually going to be there for you if you you know, in whatever, in your highest highs, your lowest lows, they're always going to be there. And that's who I put some of my advice in. But the 99.99%, the people that aren't going to be there, they're only going to be there for your highs. It's hard listening to them, and you shouldn't listen to them because they're not going to be there for you. Totally.
And that doesn't mean you have to be like a douchebag, but like,
no,
you can also be like, look, bro, that's not at all what I want. Like, I've potentially become a little too comfortable with telling people when I disagree.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll be like, that sounds miserable, or that sounds terrible, or it's probably something I should work on a little bit. But I've just become, I'm doing what I'm doing, and like, cool. It's cool if you're not here for it, but this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm going to work for. It mostly comes in when, like, I go to bed pretty early. I don't want to stay up late. I don't want to stay up past like 10, bro. So like, you know, because I like to get up early. I feel better when I get to bed early. I wake up early. So when people are like, nah, but it's so fun, you know, those midnight hours, I'm like, I used to be that way, but I don't want that anymore. And so when they ask me that, I'm like, I'm good. It's really not what I want right now. And people are like, oh, but come on, bro. I'm like, it's just not what I want.
Yeah.
You're selfish. Whatever.
Yeah. No, and I can respect that genuineness. Something I'm working on for myself. You know the habits that are gonna put you in a good direction, and you also know when you don't know too. That's part of the genuineness, is you can say, I have no idea, I don't have this trait or whatever. I really respect that.
Just a willingness to be entirely transparent with your motives.
Right.
And people get uncomfortable with a lot of transparency, I think, at least in my experience. And so the only person, like, when you try to cater to other people, the only person you're doing a disservice to is yourself, if it's you physically doing something for other people, or you're only doing them, you know, if you're not being honest with somebody, or like they ask for your opinion and you don't give your honest opinion because you don't want to hurt their feelings, the only person you're hurting is them.
Right.
The only person that you're hurting by trying not to hurt somebody's feelings is them. Because in 5 years or in a year or in 2 days or in 10 years, they're going to get a rude awakening because every single fucker like you lied to them. So it might be helpful if they cried a little bit now, but they actually got some stuff done in their life later. And I've tried to become increasingly comfortable with that idea and being willing to be transparent with people about everything that I think, say, and do. And that has backfired, but I believe that I'm doing most of the people around me a service and standing true to the values that I believe in, just like anybody will tell you, like in sales, like stand firm on your price, stand firm on your values too, bro. Like if you're the type of person, you get to bed, like for me, I get to bed by 9:30, up by like 5 or 6, sometimes earlier if I want to, whatever. And I don't really want to eat ice cream all the time. I don't really want to eat like shit. I don't want fast food, so I'm like not going to eat if I don't want fast food. Stand on that.
Yeah. Big time. What are you working on? What'd you work on today?
Today was incredibly slow because I woke up. Last night I went to bed feeling like I was like, oh, something's coming on, and I woke up this morning like just like
yeah, you got the throat.
I wasn't in great position this morning. So this morning I shot a big wedding a couple days ago. What's today? Monday, Sunday. I shot a big wedding 2 days ago. Shoot, that was 2 days ago. And so I uploaded all that footage, let my computer sit for like 3 hours generating proxies for 6 hours of footage. And I was sorting through some of that. Yesterday, we went to a convention yesterday where like a bunch of cosplayers were and took a bunch of pictures. So I took a bunch of pictures of people and sent them galleries if they wanted to like buy their pictures and stuff. So I got those all edited and sent off last night. Today I got some of the footage sorted, not a lot of it, but I got some of it. Like I'm trimming it all down so I can just drag and drop when I create the actual videos. And I wrote a couple LinkedIn posts today, and I scripted out 2 YouTube videos that I'm going to record here in the next couple of days. So I got two scripts I'm working for my long form content. That was today. Other than that, my girlfriend was here earlier, so I was just relaxing a lot with her. She and I watched a movie together. I don't watch a lot of movies, so that was a big thing for me to sit down for 2 hours and do nothing except for eat away my brain. I hated it, but it's okay. Do it for her. Sat and watched the movie and just spent a little bit of time together, and then she headed back home. So it was a nice, relaxing day. Just because it was rough.
Yeah, for sure. I was second shooting a wedding same day as you, so that's kind of funny. But I only say yes to weddings when people go way out of their way to ask me. How about you? Do you go out? Do you go after?
That was my first wedding that I filmed. That was my client. So I've always done second shooter gigs because I've always enjoyed working for other people in that environment. I didn't want to become the wedding guy. You know, when it came to photography, I stayed away from weddings because the paycheck is great. And people are like, bro, you just get one wedding a weekend and you're set. I'm like, yeah, but then you're the wedding guy and all you do is weddings. And I'm like, I don't want that. So I turned away a lot of weddings, actually. I would literally pass them on to other people and gave up a lot of money for it. And same thing goes with video. I'm like, I don't want to do a bunch of weddings. I don't want to be the wedding guy. So I took this one because it was a referral from a friend of mine who I wanted to do my friend a solid. So I did this one using my experience from the last weddings that I've done with other people. And I'm kind of hoping that it comes out good. I know the footage came out good, but like when I go to put the final product together, I'm just hoping that I'm able to put something good. I know I will. I don't even know what direction I'm going to take the film yet. So we'll see. I don't do weddings a lot for video. I mostly second shoot, and then photography. My girlfriend is a wedding photographer. She is the wedding girl. She does weddings, senior photos, engagement shoots, couples photos, family shoots, and stuff like that. She's like the portrait photographer between the two of us. So she does a lot, and then I'll second shoot for her most of the time.
Yeah. Are you just doing like a 4 to 6 minute kind of recap kind of thing, or
that's the idea? So
gotcha.
It's my deliverables for that is one film one wedding film, which is between 4 to 8 minutes. I left it really wide, so I wasn't set to an 8-minute film. Wasn't set to anything. I'm just like, I'm gonna make the best damn film possible, and if it's a 3.5-minute film, it's gonna be a 3.5-minute film. You're good. You'll be fine. You know,
Right.
if it's an 8-minute film, I hope not, but it
Yeah.
you know, it might be.
Yeah.
That's what that was. So it was the wedding film, which is the main deliverable. A recap that's like a highlight reel almost. It's like think of it as like a hype reel, like a 60-second like, yo, this is gonna be lit teaser. Think of it like a movie trailer. So we have the film, which is the movie. We have the trailer. I have to do that in the next like couple days. So it was those two, and then uncut video. That is the full length ceremony and toast speeches, stuff like that. So
Gotcha.
those were all the deliverables, and I have 2 months to get most of that stuff out, so a month and a half. I would like to deliver in a month and a half to get most of that stuff out. The highlight reel, I think I have to get that in the next like week or two.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was kind of fun. I was just helping my roommate shoot one. It's kind of fun just having 3 angles of the wedding and watching him cut between the satisfying shots. And of course, I loved my part because I just gotta, throw on a telephoto lens and get some satisfying shots. I'm like, hey, I'll do that. Why not? But yeah, with weddings, I like to say like, I'll do one a year, maybe if I get asked. But that's enough for me. I'm good.
Yeah.
I too don't want to be the wedding guy.
I'm only gonna take them by referral. I'm not gonna put out there. I'm not gonna like be super public about it, but I'm gonna have a kick-ass portfolio that I can show people. If I get a friend of mine who's like, yo, you did my friend's wedding, I'll be like, okay, well, rock, I'll do it. I'll take the $5,000, sure, but or 4 to 6, but it's not gonna be something I'm gonna like create a different page for, push out. I did, however, I wore a GoPro most of the day, and I would turn it on and off at like bigger moments. So what I am going to do is create some like behind the scenes, getting the shot versus what the shot looked like type of content. I'm going to make some of those pieces of content purely for like the cinematic aspect. I want to show off like what it looks like getting the shot versus what the shot looks like, to give some like, oh, that's what it looks like. Because I don't know about you, but I always watch content and I'm like, but what did it look like when they actually like took that shot? Like, what did that look like?
Yeah.
And nobody really does that. So I would like to do like a shot for shot type thing where I show what the shot was and how I got it based on the recording that was on my chest.
Yeah. Well, that's just the content creator in you too. You're not gonna shoot a wedding without making a piece of content or two.
And I kind of like, I want it for like 15 years from now. Like, I've even enjoyed like, so I've actually lost a lot of money in a lot of my shoots because I'll go out of my way to, one, pay people well, but I also hire another person or 2 other people that are not necessary just to film ridiculous amounts of BTS and take behind the scenes photos. Even a year ago, I'll look at some of the pictures from a year ago, and I just love looking at the process and like what I was doing, what I looked like. And like, I love that so much. So I want that footage for like a year from now, 10 years from now, 25 years from now, to show and be like, this is what I was doing on January 15th, 2023. Like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. No, it's a fun aspect of it. And it's one of the pros of content creation that you don't think about. It's like, oh, you get to make content about whatever you want, blah blah blah, and brand deals or whatever. But also like, you get to see yourself. And you get to document yourself,
Yeah, bro.
all those, Casey Neistat talking about the daily vlogs or whatever. Like, he always gets to look at stuff like that. Anyway.
Yeah, bro. Do you watch Logan Paul at all?
Like, what does he put out now? Podcasts?
He puts out podcasts, but he also puts out like some films and stuff. But bro, did you see his engagement video?
I haven't seen it yet, but I've saw in little content.
Watch the full video. I was gonna cry. Like, dude, oh man, his storytelling abilities. But one big thing that stuck out to me in that video was how much footage there was of just a cell phone, a GoPro, Polaroids that he takes that were just his life, bro. Like, he just does that. Like, he is always filming himself without a crew. He's just putting up his phone and recording stuff, bro. And when I saw that film, I was like, it's going to be awesome for 80-year-old Logan to look back. Like, no matter how you feel about the guy,
Yeah.
80-year-old Logan to look back and see all those videos that he took on his phone with him and Nina together, or with him behind, backstage at WWE, or
Yeah.
like, it's going to feel so good
Yeah.
to look at that stuff. And when I saw that film, I was like, I need to do better at documenting, just recording on my phone all the time, everything that I do.
Yeah. 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 No, it's so fun. It's so fun. And you're doing a good job already. Obviously not to your standard, but yeah, I mean, you're one of the most people I see on my feed. I feel like you have been the best at taking advantage of LinkedIn, and I kind of want to hear more about how you look at LinkedIn versus how I look at it, because obviously it's drastically different. You've been posting pretty much daily for a while now. What got you started on that?
Man, I don't even remember what got me started, but I think it may have been Gary Vee. It may have been, I don't know, just a lot of people that were like, get a LinkedIn profile. Because I originally got it when it was like, I was taking like an entrepreneur class, and it was like, make a LinkedIn profile, or like, here's how you get a job. Make a LinkedIn profile, fill it out, show all your skills for potential employers. That was what I originally made my LinkedIn profile for. And then I started seeing content where people were starting to use it as a social platform. I was never a big Twitter user. I was never a big text platform user. I was never big on Facebook. I was never big on anything. Like, big on as in, like, I didn't do it a lot. And so when LinkedIn came around and people were just shoving it down my throat as like the next thing, I was like, sure, let's go. So I started sending out some connection requests and finding people within companies that I liked, and started following a bunch of people, following other content creators, and trying to like get more involved in that community and just seeing what people were posting, and just started engaging a little bit. And by engaging, somebody would post something and I'm like, yo, this is awesome, and just sharing my perspectives and my life stories and stuff, and made a couple posts here and there, and never really gained a lot of traction. And then I started getting more involved in the community and more involved and posting more and more and more, and it builds, bro. It really does build. Like 3 to 6 likes and 1 to 3 comments on a LinkedIn post is fire engagement for that platform, and that shows that you're doing really good, because LinkedIn ain't got no filter, bro. Like, if your post isn't good, they'll show it to 14 people and you ain't got no engagement.
Yeah.
So I like LinkedIn for that reason, and I started doubling down on it. It is by far the place where I find the most of my clients, but that is primarily because I'm selling B2B. I'm selling to people that own businesses or market for businesses, and that is the reason it works so well for me. If you're a portrait photographer, it might work for you. If you are selling to a broader audience, maybe a celebrity audience or people with money that are willing to pay for somebody to travel to them, you might find it there. But for me, it's worked extremely well. Just sharing my experiences, connecting with other creatives has been super, super dope. I see it as like my version of Twitter. I get a lot of news from there because I see a lot of people posting about what's going on in the world. A lot of emotionally driven folks on that platform, so it's a little hard, but whatever.
Yeah.
I see it as like my Twitter, almost.
Gotcha. And how to kind of workshop, how has an opportunity arisen on there? How does that even work? Do they just like message you, or how does that work?
Both ways, both me messaging people and them messaging me. So if you engage with people, they'll notice you, and then if you're valuable, they'll reach out. For the most part,
Yeah.
My first opportunity from LinkedIn came with the folks over at CrossNet. So there's a company called CrossNet. They make outdoor sporting goods products, and they started with a 4-square volleyball net, and they are a sizable company. I think they're between like 2.5 to 3.5 million a year. So decent sized company. And they were posting a lot. One of the founders, Chris Mead, posts a lot on there as like part of his personal brand. And he talks a lot about the business, what he's doing, what works, what doesn't, what he's working on. But occasionally he makes a post asking for people to make content using his products. So he's like, hey, anybody want to make, I'm looking for 5 people to send out this product to. So I said, what's up?
Yeah.
And I made the content for free. He sent it to me. Actually, this was one of the videos that I scripted out today. Was going to be talking about this exact thing. Was they sent me the product, no questions asked. He was like, "Yo, what's your address?" I was like, "Really? Okay." So he sent me the product. I got 2 boxes. I got their H2O unit, which is their pool version of the volleyball product, and I got their soccer product, which is the Foursquare soccer game. A friend of mine was having a party like a week and a half later. There's going to be a ton of people, and their whole friend group is like athletes and athletic people that are very energetic and good on camera. So I was like, perfect. So I said, "Hey, can I film?" Just a heads up. I'm in Florida, and it's storming like crazy. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
So if I disappear, my Wi-Fi is gone, by the way.
Yeah.
I just saw
Yeah. I'll have to send you a clip. I'll have to send you a clip of a lightning bolt that went on during my podcast. It completely whited out my camera. It was insane. I'll send it to you. I'll send it.
Bro,
Anyways.
nuts. Could you hear that through the mic?
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
so
yeah,
loud.
yeah.
I was like,
No,
at first I thought it was coming through the camera. I got anxiety, bro. I was like, what is happening? I'm gonna die. So they sent me the products. I went to the party, and they were like, "Yeah, bro, film. Let's go." So we filmed a bunch of content, and I recorded a bunch of clips and stuff. Made a video that was like a montage reel for the soccer, montage reel for the H2O, and one single shot, like a full shot that it was just one parallax shot around the unit while people were playing to show people playing it in action. And those were 2 videos per product and some photos of each. And the guys were like, "Yo, like, this is the most fire stuff we've seen. We got 3 more products coming out. Can you shoot all the content for them?" I was like, "Yes, sir. Yes, I can." So I created a package for them. It was 3 videos, 3 15-second videos, and 5 images per product. And they sent all the products. We put on a big shoot, and I was actually able to save a little bit of money by doing a much longer shoot. It was like a 5-hour shoot, and I did 2 companies at once. So they had, actually, no, 3. I'm sorry, 3. We did CrossNet, their company, which they announced later, Good Sport, which is out now with Danny Duncan, and this other company called Pool Punisher. We did all 3 of those brands in one shoot. It was hectic, bro. I could do a whole fucking podcast just on that day alone. So much stuff went wrong, bro. I had a BTS videographer that was supposed to be helping me with this stuff not show up and not contact me at all. One of my videographers got in a car accident on the way there. I had my location. I was supposed to be filming at 4:00 in the afternoon, and my location canceled on me at 7 in the morning. So I'm there 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, making phone calls, trying to get a new spot. Like, yo, it was such a wild day. But so we filmed all that content, and they've been working with us now for just over a year now.
That's awesome. And what I noticed from that is you took an opportunity for free.
Yeah, free work, bro. It kills.
Yeah, for sure. My headspace would say, like, he's just using his product for free content. Like, and I wouldn't go for something like that. But that's just like a negative headspace. I mean, it just really is. So I've heard that a lot over the last few podcasts, which is a good reminder. You know, I've been in the business for years, and I feel like I deserve money now, but I'm getting shut up. I'm like, no, everyone's.
That's how I felt.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, I get it. No, that's insane.
Yeah, man. I shut down a lot of gigs because, you know, they were below me, and might not have been the best idea.
Right. Yeah. We both learned.
You live and learn, man. But I still have a decent reputation, and I've created good stuff. So I'm waiting for the people that see that, and I'm also working on how to like tell the story better of like what we do, so that people are like, "Oh yeah, that makes total sense. All right, take my money." I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So that's really where your model of getting sent products, recording, and then that's kind of where that retainer model came. And that's not what you're pursuing recently, but that's kind of where that came from.
Yeah, so it's just easy because I've continued to work with direct-to-consumer brands that are selling a physical product, simply because it's very simple for them to send a product, and I can base everything around the product, and then base the visuals we make of the product around the visuals that they want to represent the brand, and it makes sense to me. A lot of people like service-based, a lot of people like other stuff. I love physical product. It's just very easy for me to conceptualize an entire concept around a thing. I find that very easy in my brainstorming process. Then I went for the social media content and stuff like that, and now I've kind of drifted back. I'm like, I kind of want to focus on the bigger commercial projects.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've never got into the product space. It's been more, like I said, services with the tree service or whatever, but that's pretty fun.
I like the physical product world because it's very easy to measure. Like, they put out an ad, it performs at 2.3 ROAS or 2.3x ROAS, and they made X amount of dollars. Okay, they can do that infinitely. Or this one tanked. So it's pretty easy to like measure. I like it because it's also it's kind of like a gut check, because you send them an ad and they're like, this didn't work. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
My bad, bro. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can we try something else? Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah. What do you got looking ahead for you? What's in your head goals wise?
Goals wise?
Yeah.
I would like to continue to put more effort into becoming a person that is unshakable in his values and habitual desires. So when we go back to the idea of like getting to bed early, waking up early, eating good, going to the gym, I would like to become a person who is unshakable in those things, and like no matter what, those things get done. My character to be unshakable. It's funny. Hold on. So I met you, and I asked you to send me a shirt, and I didn't take pictures. This is on the board that I keep right next to me. I only have a couple, like I have a lot of stuff, but most of it's mine. There's only a couple things that are other people's stuff up there, and they're all reminders of the type of person that I want to be. And this is up there for two reasons. One, as a reminder of who not to be for me when I didn't follow through. And two, because the idea of this level of the personability or the personal touch of this to your order was something that I wanted to remind myself of constantly, of how can I add this to what I do? How can I add something that makes people feel special like this did to my stuff? So it's a reminder of character, and it's setting an expectation for what I want to do. So that is up there, and that stays awesome on my board all the time.
That's awesome.
Becoming somebody that when something crazy happens, the people who know me aren't surprised. That's what I'm working towards right now, and that comes with some of the things that, might seem psychotic right now, with the ice baths and the pushing myself ridiculously hard. But for me, it really matters. Projects-wise, work-wise, I've been putting a lot of effort into the YouTube channel, long-form content primarily, and I would like to continue with that. I'm going to continue with that. Work-wise, there's not a lot happening right now. Little odds and ends type work, but no real big projects on the horizon. I'm not 100% sure why that is. I'm just trying to learn and figure out where I can find more people like that.
Yeah.
That's what I got going for me right now.
Yeah. No, that's fun. That's fun. Dang. Dude, 16-year-old Isaac, I don't know where the heck he saw the Polaroid thing, but like, man, I'm in awe. I'm like, I want that mindset, because I haven't seen anything like that. I'm like, yeah, I agree. I want to do stuff like that. No.
Yeah, bro. It was cool. It was cool getting that with everything. I was like, shoot. Like that Polaroid, like that mattered. That was cool.
Right. Yeah. Big time. No. Definitely. definitely even for ourselves, I'm just trying to build my character so that if I ever do anything unexpected for me, it will never throw me off of my daily things. You know,
Mm-hmm.
let's say I get handed this big opportunity tomorrow. What if it's like so big it just like shakes me and I lose all my habits? That would destroy me. You know, I need to be able to hold these habits with these things that are coming for me. So what I like about you saying that is that you're wanting to be unshakable, even if the things are good that are coming at you, for sure. But
100%.
that's good. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's been dope. Excited to put it out. Actually, I'm not in any sort of schedule right now, so it'll literally be up this next Monday. So that'll be dope.
That
But yeah, it'll be fun. But thank you so much
Super
for coming
pumped,
on and talking for a bit.
100%, bro.
Tend that throat.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. I would love to do another one of these where we can really dive deep into a lot of I think there's a lot of value in worldviews. I think there's a lot of value in perspectives, a lot of value in getting much deeper in different topics. You know, we got surface level, but it would be cool to dive in even deeper and really talk about some stuff that people might call conspiracy, you know? We might have
For
something like
sure.
that, but
Yeah, for sure.
we
For
could do
sure.
another.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. Continue. Like I said, I'm a resource. We do very similar things. Want to keep in touch with you.
Likewise, man.
I'm a random texter. I love just throwing out random texts every once in a while. So you'll be getting a few of those. So yeah. Anyway, get to bed, get slept up, get feeling better. Appreciate you.
Hell yeah, brother.